All right, my top five worst movies of the year. Now, my best list will be coming later because, as for my best list, I'm waiting for Soul and Wonder Woman coming out this Friday. I have not seen them yet, and so when I get reviews out for that, then I can do that because guarantee they will most likely be on the list. But maybe they'll be bad. I don't know. Well, I'm really crossing my fingers about Wonder Woman 2 being great, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's get into this list. Yeah, there wasn't that many movies in 2020, but there were still some movies I was looking forward to and I watched and was disappointed, and there were still movies I saw in the theater and some movies I don't care about. So, number 5, Scoob. Go Scoob. You are such a disappointment. Scoob, I'm a huge Scooby Doo fan. Okay, look, this is what's behind me. Like right now, the complete original series of Scooby Doo. I own several Scooby Doo movies. I love watching Scooby Doo. It's it's fun, and I love Hanna Barbera. So I saw these trailers, and I was like, I saw the stuff they were hinting at, and all the crossover stuff, and I was like, I want to see this movie so bad. So my birthday came around, and with this pandemic going on, I was like, fine. If we can't go to the movies like we normally do for my birthday, let's rent it at home. And I watched Scoob, and it was horrible. Now, look, this is not an abysmal movie. I own it. It was on sale during Black Friday, and I was like, Scoob 4K, let me grab it. Okay? I own it. It was just disappointing from what I expected. It's not a terrible movie. There's some jokes that land. I've seen it twice because I've seen it twice. Because the first time I was really disappointed, and the second time I was like, maybe I was a little too harsh on it. I want to like it, and it didn't work. The animation is fine. It looks okay. Just the voice acting was bad from a lot of the cast because they recast all the original Scooby voice actors who were in a Scooby Doo movie this year, and they didn't need to recast them, but they recast them with bad celebrities doing bad voices. Well, they're not bad celebrities. Some of these people are really talented, like Zac Efron. He's in High School Musical, but he's still like a good actor, and he's been in good stuff, or at least decent stuff. We got Mark Wahlberg and things like that. There's good people in this movie doing voices, but they're not made to play these characters. They're not doing a good job because they weren't told to play characters. They were told to do voices, to do their kind of celebrity voices, and that's just sad. It's not a Scooby-Doo mystery. It's confusing, and it doesn't introduce these Hanna-Barbera characters in an interesting way. And I think the reason why it's really on this worst list is not so much that I didn't even like it, because I did like it somewhat. It's just that I want more Hanna-Barbera stuff like this, media out there. But unfortunately, this movie didn't do a good job of introducing people to these characters, and now we probably won't get more stuff like it because this movie was so bad. And maybe we won't get a Scoop 2, and maybe, or any of that. And it's just unfortunate. So I'm just going to keep it at the bottom. Number 4, Fairy Godmother. It's just a boring Disney Plus movie. That's all I have to say about it. It's just a boring Disney Plus movie. These last two, I'm just going to say right now, they're not the worst movies. They're just kind of here because it's like, well, something has to be on the worst list. So it just didn't grab me. It wasn't very good. It was just like, really? Okay. And then we're going to take a spot to number 3 to all those lovers out there who watch bad generic Netflix rom-coms and take a moment and say, I'm sorry for you. I'm so sorry. I don't even remember the name of this one, and I don't even bother to look it up. Okay, there's a Netflix rom com I watched this year where it's about like a dating app or whatever, and it's just so bad. So I'm just gonna put every generic Netflix rom com because I don't have the time or energy to watch them. So thank you. It's just like here's I know some people. I'm gonna say this right now. If you give me crap for putting rom coms on here, um, and I'm a guy and guys don't like romantic movies, I let's end this stereotype. Okay, here's the thing. I like good ones. Okay, there are ones I like The Wedding Singer and stuff like that. If you make a good rom com, I think more guys would probably like them. But but when you just make bad movies that are made to pander towards women and things like that, and they work at pandering towards women, guys aren't gonna like that. And cool. And so let's end the stereotype of men not liking stuff because it's not traditionally something they would watch. It doesn't matter if it's not something they traditionally watch, it's still bad regardless. So, if you, I know people like rom coms, but let's make some good ones, please. Please. Number 2, Doolittle. Oh, Doolittle. Oh, Doolittle. I was actually making this list and I forgot Doolittle happened because it was just a boring mess of a movie. This movie was bad. We had Robert Downey Jr. hot off of his Marvel gig, and he's just giving one of the worst performances I've ever seen from him, just ever. It is so bad. The effects in this movie, the just everything about this movie, just terrible film. It's just I just, and I can't believe this movie cost $170 million, and that sounds ridiculous, but literally what happened was they took this movie and they reshot it. This is real for China, and added in more poop and fart jokes. So the American release had tons of poop and fart jokes because they thought the movie wouldn't sell well in China if it didn't have it. All right, number 1 goes to 2 movies. That's right. We're doing a double feature of terrible dog shit. Just why? And those terrible dog shits are Disney. Da-na-na-na-na. Remember when Disney made quality movies? I don't either. So we have some movies. I just don't even want to say them because if I say one of them, you might be encouraged to watch it, and you shouldn't watch it. You shouldn't watch any of these movies on this list, except for Scoob, because some people like Scoob, and I like parts of Scoob. So. Mulan 2020 and Artemis Fowl. Both of these movies embody everything wrong with Disney to me. Artemis Fowl is the movie that is objectively worse. Artemis Fowl is nothing like the book. It's both of these films are based on properties that Disney does not care about, and they're shamefully just taking it and saying, "Meh, let's just screw it over." and they do a terrible job with both. Um, Both are inferior to what they're based on. But what I mean when I say they're both the embodiment of everything wrong with Disney, Mulan is a shameless cash grab that Disney likes to make. That's what's wrong with Disney. Artemis Fowl has the other problem of Disney where it's a movie based on a book where the kid is a villain. Disney says, nay, 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 nay. We're making complete family entertainment. We can't have kids be villains in stories intended for children. Even though that's what we're adapting, and so they want to sensitize everything and make everything clean. It's two different problems that Disney has. It's just, I hate both of these. Artemis Fowl is worse. I was too nice to it in my review. The acting is horrible. It's like a first act of a movie that goes on for the full length of one movie. And it's not good. It's terrible. Gaston is horrible. Or not Gaston, Josh Gad. I guess I thought Gaston because he was in that terrible Beauty and the Beast remake. But he was so bad in it, and just this whole movie was horrible. And it's actually like so terrible that I almost feel like you have to watch it to understand. Because it's so bad. This movie doesn't have an ending. It doesn't do anything. It literally has no value as a movie. No value. None. Like, is there any value with this movie? No. And Mulan is terrible. Mulan is so terrible, it's actually shocking. Because, I'm sorry, but I need to stop putting any faith in Disney remakes. Here's the thing. I was excited for it because I thought, well, Mulan isn't that great. Maybe they might do something different. No. They just made a worse version of the original, but when you watch it, it's actually so bad. It's hilarious. Because this movie, just everything wrong with it is something I wouldn't expect from a high budget Disney movie. The editing being whack, the action scenes being so fake. And they tried to charge you $30 for a terrible movie that Disney filmed right next to a concentration camp in China and said, "Yep, that's okay. We support China killing people and stuff and these concentration camps and all that. We support them because we're going to film right next to it." There's nothing saying they need to film right next to it. And then they thanked them at the end of the movie. And it's just, how dare you? Just everything this film stands for. The main actress coming out and saying, yeah, she supports the police beating Hong Kong protesters into submission and stuff. And just everything, the politics around this movie and the quality of the movie excel, puts the movie on this list. Just every movie on this movie list, don't watch unless it's Scoob. And Scoob is just a mediocre movie. I wouldn't recommend it. But I know someone will probably go, I like Scoob, and that's cool. I like parts of Scoob. I really wanted to like him more, is why it's on this list.